Hey Joyce, are you there? I'm really sorry to drop this news on you all of a sudden, but my sister is going to be staying with us for a while from this weekend. So, if you could help me get things ready for her before she arrives, I would really appreciate that.
Wait a second, you mean that your sister is going to be coming to stay with us this weekend?
Yeah, I actually just heard that this was happening from my mom not that long ago. I guess that Mom and my sister Beth had been talking about this for a while, but my mom never said anything to me about it. But I guess that Beth is pregnant and she wants to have the kid back home. So that's why she's coming back.
I didn't even know that your sister was pregnant. When did that happen? And why are you just finding out about all of this now?
I don't know, but I certainly didn't know that she was pregnant either. In fact, I had to kinda push Mom to give me the whole story. But she just told me that you and I should be grateful to my parents for letting us live with them even though we don't have any sons. So I just really don't know what to do at all. This is a lot to take in all at once.
I had no idea that that's how your mom felt about us living here.
I know, and I just want to say that I'm really sorry for how my family acts sometimes. But anyways, my mom hid this from us well, and now we can't really say no. So, anyways, if you could just please get ready to live with my sister for a few months, I think we'll just have to grit our teeth and bear through.
Yeah, of course, a few months isn't that bad. Besides, you must be pretty excited to get to see your sister after so long, right? Just please let me know if there's anything I can do around the house to make things easier on everyone.
Thank you so much for understanding, Joyce. I knew that you would, but I'm just sorry that my mom is always running the house like this. I just wish that she would have given us even just a little more heads up that this was going to be happening. Did you know that she wasn't even going to tell you? She demanded that I do it. I can't believe that she would really try so hard at hiding something like this from you and I. And then after all that, she can't even tell people this is happening herself.
Well, there's really not much that can be done about that now, right? Besides, I'm pretty sure that your mom just doesn't like me. I mean, I don't even think that we've said a word to each other for the past month or so.
Wait a second. You're telling me that you and my mom haven't talked at all to each other in the past month?
I mean, when you're in the room, we'll maybe exchange just the bare minimum of words. But we never say anything to each other at all when it's just us in the house. In fact, your mom can't even look me in the eye. I'm sure that we basically just end up avoiding each other all day until people come back home.
And this has been going on for at least a month, if not longer? I had no idea that that's how you and my mom interacted.
Well, I just worry that your mom thinks of me as a failure. But I can't blame her. Even just last month, we went to see a doctor about why I can't get pregnant. Although I suppose I should be glad she didn't ask me about how it went.
Oh, come on, don't beat yourself up for that. We're still doing all that we can to try and have children. You have to stay strong and not lose heart. Don't give up, Joyce.
I know, but I also know that your mom is just always waiting for grandchildren. And we've been married 2 years now and still nothing, so I just can't blame your mom for being upset after all this.
Joyce, what are you saying? Don't talk like that. The only people who need to be concerned about you getting pregnant is you and I.
Oliver, do you really mean that?
Of course I do. You shouldn't be letting what my mom has to say on the matter affect how you feel about things. I know that we're both doing our best and even seeking treatment for this issue. So I don't think that my mom has any right to comment on us having kids at all.
Thank you so much for saying that, Oliver. That really does mean a lot to me, you know?
Well, I wanted to ask you how you feel about taking a break on the treatments while my sister is here. I know that they can be rough on you and leave you pretty tired. Maybe we can just take a break on trying for a while? After all, it's probably not to work if we're always stressing your body out.
Actually, now that you say that, the doctor did ask if I wouldn't consider taking a break from the treatment as well. He said that it would help my body settle down and de-stress a little bit for the future. I guess he had a lot of success with patients by trying this method out.
Great, then it's settled. We'll take a break and stop worrying about trying for kids for a while. And I just want you to know that my mom and I are going to handle taking care of my sister, so don't worry about anything. I don't want you having to deal with any undue stress.
Hey, Joyce, what is the matter with you, huh? I am looking through these maternity photos that I asked you to take of me, and they all look like crap. How do you expect me to be able to post any of these to Instagram, huh? I thought you used to have your own photo studio before you married my brother, right? That's the whole reason why I hired you in the first place. But when I had my studio, I also worked with a lot of expensive and specialized equipment to get those photos you saw. I think for what I was working with that the photos actually turned out really well. Whatever. These photos aren't as good as I thought they would be, but what else can I expect from someone as useless as you? I shouldn't have asked a broken woman like you to help me with something like this. Excuse me? And just what is that supposed to mean? I mean that you're so useless you can't even take good photos of me, but you probably just can't do it because I'm pregnant and you're not. You're just useless, and I know from my mom that you can't have any kids. So that's why you can't take any good pictures of pregnant women either. I really don't think that one has anything at all to do with the other, and I think you looked great in those photos. So I think you should apologize for your mean comments towards me. I haven't done anything rude to you to merit being talked to like that. Oh, just shut up, you barren old cow. I know that you've been getting treatment for your infertility for the past 2 years. And yet even then you still can't have a child. You're just a broken woman who can't even perform her basic biological functions. But that isn't true. That's not even close to what the doctors told me. They performed lots of tests on me and said that my body is perfectly capable of having a baby with the right support. And yet you're still not pregnant after all this time. Sounds to me like the doctor was just too polite to tell you the truth like I just did. Shut up, you don't know what you're talking about at all. Oh, come on. You really think I can't tell that you're jealous of me for being pregnant? It's obvious from these terrible photos you took. If you weren't so insecure about it, I'm sure that you could have managed to take actually decent photos. But I should have known better than to ask you anyways. And just what makes you think that I'm jealous of you just because you're pregnant? I don't have any kind of jealousy or resentment towards you at all. In fact, I'm happy that you're going to have a kid. Oh man, are you just trying to lie to me, or is this how you try to fool yourself as well? You can't have a kid, and you know it. Besides, you don't know that kids choose their parents. So if you're not pregnant by now, it's because no child wants to have you as their mother. Are you out of your mind? Now you're just being ridiculous. I don't care what someone like you has to say to me. Just retake the pictures of me, got it? And make sure to actually take them well this time. And of course, I won't be paying for this session either since we're family. I assume you don't have anything to say to that, yes?
Hey Joyce, I really am so sorry for the way that my sister was talking to you. I mean, to think that she would just ask you to take those photos and then refuse to pay you.
No, it's okay, Oliver. I actually had a lot of fun picking up a camera again. It had been so long that I didn't even mind not being paid. But I guess Beth had some worries about how they would play on her social media, and so that's why she had me redo them.
Well, I really don't think their poor performance online had to do with the quality of the photo. Did you know that when she posted them, she captioned them with "as taken by my barren, childless sister-in-law"?
She did what? Did she really post those pictures with that caption?
Yeah, and that was all she had to say about you. She didn't say anything nice or gracious, just insulted you. So I don't think it was the photos prompting people to avoid interacting with those posts.
But who in the world would post something that makes themselves look that bad?
I know, right? Then she went on to say in another post that her whole coming back home to give birth was being ruined because you were there. She was writing about how jealous you're acting and how it's making things very difficult for her. I guess maybe she forgot that I also follow her and would see all these posts that she's making.
Wow, I can't believe that she would actually write all of that. It's so much.
I know. And I know that I was the one to ask you to deal with my sister for the time being. But at this rate, I think I'm the one that's going to snap. So, I'm sorry to spring this question on you so suddenly, but what do you think of moving out with me?
Oliver, are you sure about this? You really want to move out of your mom's house?
I just can't stand being in a house where you get treated this way. In fact, I was actually offered a job at my company's HQ.
You mean that they're finally giving you that promotion that you've had your eyes on for all this time?
Well, I guess I just say how hard you were trying when it came to having kids, so that helped push me to want to work harder. And I guess now that all that hard work is paying off, and that's why I was offered this new position.
Oliver, that's amazing! Congratulations! You made this happen!
Well, not only that, but there are quite a few transfers from my division to HQ, so I actually know quite a few people there already. In fact, one of the people over there now actually had a similar problem as us, and now he has 3 kids. He told me that if we move out there, he has a great doctor who he could introduce us to.
That would be amazing.
Apparently, the medical facilities out there are just leagues beyond what we could find in this state. So I think that's a lot of good reasons to move. But for now, let's keep you off the treatments so that when you start again, it'll be a fresh start in a new place.
That sounds perfect, Oliver. I'm so happy that this is happening.
Perfect. Well, let's try and get our bags packed and ready as soon as we can. I don't want to make you spend another second in this house.
Thank you so much, Oliver, but there are still some things that I need to wrap up here. So, you go ahead and start moving, and I'll catch up to you when I can.
Wait, what? What do you mean you still have things to wrap up here?
Well, we can't just leave your mom to take care of your sister when she's about to give birth. After all, your dad is practically bedridden, and your mom is always complaining about some part of her body hurting. So if you leave, then I'll be the only one here capable of giving your sister the help that she needs.
You mean the reason you want to stay behind is all to help my sister?
I know that I may have problems with the mother, but I can't just risk leaving the baby to your parents and sister until it's out safe and sound.
Joyce, I don't know what to say. That's just incredible.
But I'm really happy that you've got this promotion and that we're going to move out, but I just need to finish my duties around here first. Then we can move away and live together in a new place and start a new chapter of our lives together.
Yes, of course. Just please remember to take care of yourself and don't push yourself too hard.
Beth, why did you lock me out of the house? Let me back in right now. Oh, just shut up already. Don't you know that you're not wanted around here? I know that you've already driven my brother to abandon you. So I don't know why you think that you can stay in this house with my parents and I. I'm just glad that my brother was smart enough to leave you before you had kids. But now there's no one here to protect you, and you don't have a place in this family anymore. And since you haven't had any kids either, there's no point in keeping you around at all. So why don't you just beat it? That's really the reason why you've locked me out of the house? Don't you realize that without your brother around, I'm all that you have, really? How are you going to have a safe home birth with just your parents around? Are you trying to tell me that you're staying at home for my sake? Well, if that's the case, then I don't need you. You probably just screw up or get me and my baby sick somehow. I don't want you anywhere near me when it's time for me to have my baby. Do you understand me? You think that I'm going to get you sick? How would that work? Oh, please, you don't think I don't know that this fertility problem of yours isn't just a symptom of something much bigger? I'm sure you have some kind of horrible disease. And it's just a matter of time until you spread it to other people in this house. Are you even reading what you're typing to me at this point? I know it's true because my mom told me so. She told me that we can't keep someone like you around any longer, so why don't you do us all a favor and go? Are you sure about this? Because if this is really what you want, I have no problem going. After all, Oliver only left because he was promoted to a new office, and so we're having to move. So after I leave, we are never coming back again. I'm really not sure what you're going to do since Oliver and I were paying for the utilities around here. What are you talking about? You mean my brother finally got promoted at work? That's right, and then he suggested that he and I move out of here, but I told him I would stay behind to make sure you had your child safely. But since you seem to think I'm some disease-ridden ball of germs, I'll just take my leave. Are you telling me that my brother didn't decide to finally leave you? That's right. Your brother and I are still together and very much in love. But that can't be right. I didn't know that was what was going on. Well, it is. Good luck having the kid with just your parents there to help. And getting driven to your appointments and getting driven back. You know, all of the things that I was doing for you. You think my parents are really that useless? That shows what you know. They'll be able to help me out just fine. So go, leave, and never ever come back. Okay then, just don't say I didn't warn you. A few weeks after that, Beth sent me distressed messages begging for Oliver and I to go back and help her with her birth. Apparently she didn't know that both her parents had already given up their driver's licenses in their old age and were incapable of driving her where she needed to go. Last I heard, she had to take a taxi to drive her all the way to the hospital when she realized her parents were also completely unprepared for a home birth as well. She was really in bad shape by the time she reached the hospital. After she managed to safely have her child, the doctors scolded her on not having been more prepared to have her child. Beth tried calling her husband to come and pick her up from the hospital, but he wasn't answering his phone and had apparently fled the country. Now Beth lives at home with her parents, who take care of the baby as best they can, while Beth goes out and works to try and support all four of them. As for Oliver and I, we've been enjoying our new lives in a new city and blocked all of his family so we would never be dragged into their drama again. I met with the doctor recommended by Oliver's colleague and feel like the tension that may have kept me getting pregnant for so long has finally been relieved.
Mom, why'd you not remove my clothes from the washing line? They were clothes that I needed to wear this weekend. Well, I took my son's clothes. As for yourself, that's not my problem. You should pay attention to things that happen in your household. I won't be able to help you forever, you know. If you want to know what will ruin your marriage, it's your laziness. Look, I get that you're my mother-in-law, but that doesn't mean that you get to mistreat me. I'm tired of having you mistreat me. Keep on going. Don't forget that this is my house. You left your own house. I'll tell your son to put you into an old age home. You see? You do not respect me. You don't want to learn. Before I started living here, you had no problem keeping the house clean. I wouldn't have time to clean the house if I didn't have to run errands for you 24/7 because you can't drive. I have no idea what's wrong with public transport. You've grown confident, my dear. Do not forget that you have no job. My son takes care of you. He would sooner kick you out than kick his own mother out. All I was saying is that you could have taken my clothes off the washing line. I would have done the same for you. We live in the same house. Therefore, we should help each other. Give me that $100 that I saw in your wallet. I need to go into town and buy herbs. I can give you half. I need to use the rest to pay for my editing software. The license has expired. I don't get why you spend all day on the computer, as if it brings anything to this house. I'm a graphic designer. Oh, really? How much money are you making? You never want to say how much because you're not making any money. Luckily, my son is kind enough to allow you to continue with your little hobby. I think he should ban you from working. He provides for you. Your job should be able to take care of his home. I take care of my husband. I make sure he comes home to a clean house and that there's warm food for him at the table every day. But nothing's ever good enough. You know what? Get the money that you need from your son because I've decided that I don't want to help you. But I need to buy my herbs. We need them to make sure that our food is tasty and healthy. Everyone hates those things. They're overpriced and overrated. I need to make actual money, not spend it, you know. Speaking of, we need to cut out at least 20% on bills. There are a lot of useless appliances in this house that we need to stop using. My son is not so poor that he can't afford some extra bills. You do know that we're on a mortgage, right? We need to make the monthly payment and also save for the future. You're incredibly annoying and loud. You want to have an opinion on everything, and it's very annoying. You know, if you're not careful, then Layla will be my new daughter-in-law soon. Have you seen her these days? She's glowing and so polite. I'm sure she would give my son kids, and she would take care of his home. Then get him married to her then. Chill, I was just joking. Despite what you think, I don't hate you. I just need you to do better. I'm your mother-in-law, and if you take care of me, then you'll get blessings in your life. Do you understand that? Sure, mother-in-law. Hey, love.
Hi, my darling. Is everything okay at home?
Yes, everything's okay. I've just gotten a letter from the bank.
Oh no, did we miss a payment?
No, we didn't miss the payment. The house is officially paid off.
Wow, that was quick.
Well, I did tell you that choosing a higher monthly repayment definitely helps to avoid crazy interest in the end. We need to celebrate.
Make a reservation at your favorite restaurant.
Awesome! Reservation for 3 coming right up.
Oh, you're including Mom? I didn't think you'd want her there.
Of course I should include her. She can celebrate with us. It's a very important milestone that we're reaching. We have to include her. Now that we've gotten the mortgage out of the way, we could start working on our baby.
Perfect. Hi, can you go along with Mom? I have to finish up some things at work.
That's not a problem. See you later. Hey, where'd you sleep last night? I called the office and you were nowhere to be found.
Gosh, you always nag me.
Is there another woman?
I went out. Do I have to let you put a tracker on me as well? If you don't like what I'm doing, then leave.
So just because the mortgage is paid off, you've now changed your tune? I don't know what you and your mother have been lying to each other about, but I'm going nowhere. You will tell me where you are if you can't come home at night. I'm your wife.
I don't have time to deal with this.
Your mother's trying to kick me out.
And what does that have to do with me?
You cannot seriously be telling me that. I'm your wife, and your mom is kicking me out. Will you let her do that to me?
Just leave, Fiona.
Wow, it's a sad day when my own husband will not take my side. She's calling me names and telling me that I'm a freeloader. It's not fair. I've also been contributing with my salary.
Leave. Do not make a scene. I paid the mortgage, so the house does not belong to you.
Okay, I'll leave, but if you think that this will be the last you hear from me, then you're truly deranged. I told you that one day you'd leave this house. But you didn't believe me. Your son has no right to allow you to kick me out. Yet, you're out of this house and I live here. We've already gotten a replacement for you. And I must say, she's doing a good job cleaning your bedroom, which will soon be hers. What do you mean? Your husband found a Layla, a woman worthy of him. He'll give you some money to survive for a while, of course, but it won't be for a long time. Oh, and he told me that you two signed a prenup. You're dumber than you look, I must say. If you think you'll get away with this, then you're terribly mistaken. That house is mine. I contributed to the mortgage. No, you did not. I paid 100% of it. Despite what your son said, my salary went to the mortgage while he took care of some small things because he doesn't earn as much as me. He obviously made himself look like the breadwinner as a show to you. And I let him for his tiny, fragile ego, even though you two made me work like a slave as if I don't contribute to anything in this house. Now you're making things up. Hi, Rena. Hi, how have you been? A mess. Well, as we discussed in your emails, we just need to present a few documents and get the court order to evict them from the house. Everything should be ready by tomorrow. Thank goodness I signed a prenup when I got married. Otherwise, I'd be crying right now. Good thing you had me as a lawyer to advise you. These days, love is not enough for a relationship. You should protect your assets because you never know what your partner could be planning. Yes, what my partner was planning was to let his younger girlfriend, which I'm sure his mom got for him, to move in with him as soon as I moved out. Don't worry, the process is simple. He has no right to be in that house. I can't wait to see his face when I kick all three of them out. We'll let you know when everything's ready. You should come and fetch the rest of your things. I'm not entering that house while you still live in it with your son's floozy. That is his future wife I got for him. She's better than you in every aspect. She's more beautiful and obedient. That's all you care about because you guys used me to pay off the mortgage. I hope that it was worth it, betraying me like that. My dear, I owe you no loyalty. My son is so much happier with her. He's been wanting to leave you for a long time. It was such a nice surprise when you told us that the mortgage was paid off. Now it's time for divorce, where you'll not get anything from my son. He can keep his coins. I have a job, and I can take care of myself. That's a hobby, not a job. Keep telling yourself that. It's a remote job. Even if I don't have to work at an office every day, I still get paid. And it's so much more than your son gets. And without having to take care of you, my life is only going to improve from now on. Keep dreaming. And tell your son that he has my number. He doesn't have to be a coward and send you to fight his battles. I'm coming to your house later on today with my lawyer to discuss our separation. Please be there or send your crony, I don't care. And that new girlfriend of yours better not show her face in my presence. I haven't been able to release the anger I feel from your betrayal yet. I will not be responsible for what I do to her.
Yes, ma'am. I cannot wait till I have you out of my life. You nag me day and night. Even when we're separating, you still have demands.
I'm allowed to have demands. You and your mother have silenced me for far too long. I'll be coming with my lawyer at 7 p.m. I hope that you've already informed your lawyer so we can get this over and done with.
Yes, no problem. What you did is illegal. I'm the one who paid that mortgage.
No, you're not. Did you really think I was that dumb? I made sure that everything was in my name from the first day that I started paying for it. My older sister once got married to someone, worked hard, and bought the property, then ended up losing everything because she didn't protect her assets. I learned from her. I was silent for all those years because I loved you. And I didn't mind that people thought you were the breadwinner. All that to protect your fragile ego.
So you decided to kick us all out of the house without warning.
Your mom didn't give me a warning either. She just decided to throw me out, and you didn't stop her when you should have. It's my house, and I did tell you that you were not gonna get away with it. You can go stay at your mother's house, but it would be a cold day in hell before I let another woman stay in this house that she didn't work for. This is pretty much my life's work, the biggest and most important thing that I've ever bought. There's no way I was gonna give it up to you and your mom. I knew that she wanted me out a long time ago, but I had no idea that you were also plotting with her.
I'll fight you and get the house which is mine. Everything was in my name. I made the payments. I don't understand how you managed to do this.
Let me explain it to you in layman's terms. It was my money. I'm the one who signed the mortgage, and I have proof. Therefore, the house is in my name. I let you think that it was yours for the sake of peace. I didn't know you were waiting to stab me in the back.
It's not right. I will get my house back. Even if you want, who do you think will marry you now? People are laughing at you because a young woman managed to take your place. You've gotten so unattractive over the years. I used to be ashamed to call you my wife.
I'm sure it was the hardest job of your life, pretending to be a good person, just so that you could get my house, but alas, you wasted years of your life. How does it feel to be back at your mother's house? I wonder how long your girlfriend will last.
I don't intend to stay down for too long, so don't celebrate. I'll buy my own house and have a beautiful family with her.
I wish you the best of luck then. Hi, Fiona. Samantha, what's wrong? I saw that you recently started working with Mr. Lorenzo's company. Okay, I heard that there are vacancies there. I was hoping that you would get Alex a job. Why? What happened to his old job? The company went bankrupt and he was one of the first to be let go. His wife is pregnant now. I have to use my savings to support them, but those savings are for my retirement. He'll have to apply for the job like a regular person. I'm sorry. Mr. Lorenzo is a client of mine. I don't have any power in his company. He already did, but the problem is that he doesn't have experience in event management. He is willing to work very hard, though. I'm sorry, but I can't do anything. I have to support him, and it's not easy. We're practically living on top of each other in this house. I see that he's still sending his mom to do his dirty work for him. I'll have to tell you once again that I cannot get him a job. You don't even have pity for me? But I used to be your mother-in-law. Our families used to be one. I wonder what your mother would say if she knew you were turning me away. She would say good riddance. Please delete my number and tell your son to as well. Very well, but you'll see that your life will not go well. It's not a good thing to refuse to help elders. After what you did to me, I owe you nothing. You're right, this is personal. You two tried to cheat me out of my own house, and now you're begging me for help. Karma works fast. Alex and his wife Layla are still living with Samantha. Samantha can't abuse Layla as she used to me, because Layla's parents are very respected in the church. As far as I know, Alex is working, but every time I see him, he looks homeless. I avoid him, of course. I'm living peacefully in my house, where no one tells me what to do or mistreats me.